All right. Hey. Hi, yeah. I feel like I'm extra loud tonight for some reason. Maybe because I haven't done this in a while. All right, so we are going to get started with our first Siren's Cove of the year. Give it up for Siren's Cove! All right, glad to see the house is packed tonight. This is awesome to begin a year like this. So, before we begin, I have to do the obligatory announcement that we have to keep it school appropriate. So remember, there is no cussing, there's no sex, no drugs, no violence, no promposals, non-spontaneous revelations of any sort, or else you will be banished, okay? So that's the rules of Siren's Code. Other than that, anything goes, and we are excited for all of your talents. Oh, sorry, I'm trying not to cough in the microphone and blowing downstairs out. So, other announcement is we have special guests tonight. We have a few wasps. If there are any wasps around, they are non-aggressive wasps. We've been told by the theater department. So please do not attack our wasp friends because they are just trying to enjoy the reading as well. Okay. Yeah, those are going to be all tonight. So let's begin. Our first reader is going to be Aaron Scott.
Make sure the camera's up.
Okay.
It's on. It's been on. You look great.
As far as the micromanaging,
Wait,
you're
I
good.
thought you said to wait.
No, it's good.
No, we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
All right.
We're good. We all have this.
Ever since the beginning of making this piece, I rewrote based on things you might perceive, worried about how every part sounded. When I think back upon it, I'm astounded. If we can learn all of human life from early man to medieval fiefs, not knowing each other's histories should be a crime. So 3 years after meeting you, I crafted this rhyme. Sometimes my anxiety eats me alive, but for you, I have to put all that aside. So I ignore all the warning signs and spill my fears between these lines. You were born on June 25th. It may have been your birthday, but it was my gift. By then, for me, a month had passed. I guess God decided to save the best for last. I rehearse so much of what I say sometimes that I feel like I'm going insane. Despite my best efforts, the answer is as plain and clear as the sky in the middle of a hurricane. Your gales and heavy rains make my brain go static as I stumble through conversations. Know it's automatic. How do presents respond to princesses in the flesh? It may not seem it, but believe it, I'm trying my best. Because dancing's your passion and writing's my hobby. We both express emotions with bodies. But while you twirl across a concert stage, all I do is scribble in a notebook page. Because my legs are tight and my balance is off, while you flow and glide, toe touches soft. With a wave of your limbs, you can easily soothe, while I have to use words to show I care about you. Thank you.
Well, I couldn't climb the stage. Hey guys. I'm gonna be reading my poem, The Greatest Gods Had No Friends. Yeah. So I might have to hold my phone because I don't have my glasses. Yikes. I am no Aphrodite, yet my feet shall rise from the sea foam. I shall create madness by myself as Dionysus did with no games following. I shall hunt by myself as Artemis shot arrows in an abandoned forest with no one but deer to hear her screams echo. There are no friends in the most beautiful heavens, as Lucifer fell alone with no other angel to catch him. He and I learned concrete is more stable than a mate. I pray to and rely on myself for blessings. I write my own testaments. I look above my own head for a miracle. I've grown eyes on the back of my head to trail behind me as I continue on alone, knowing my heavens are filled to the brim with snake traps and spears. Thank you.
poem titled Failure of a Sister. I heard my brother cry for the first time on St. Patrick's Day. I was in my bedroom, perfect isolation from the party in full swing above me. I felt vibrations of sobs to the floor moments later. With each gasp, one of my heartstrings snapped. I thought it was my sister or a stranger who had fled down the steps for privacy. As the pitch registered, my heart recovered, I realized I was listening to my brother. The same brother who has been told to never return, but is back every night for dinner. I wouldn't open the door when he came knocking. The anger I harbored towards him too hot to be cooled by night air. The same brother that stole from our father and made our mother cry more times than the gray hairs he made sprout from her scalp. I blame him for the crumbling foundation of our family. I never considered helping him pick up the shards he made fall. The same brother who at 16 suffered 2 concussions and was never the same. The lesions on his brain are welts, dripping the poison that burns his impulse control, making simple tasks seem like standing when he has no legs. I was so focused on jumping over my own hurdles, I never saw him colliding with his. The same brother I haven't seen smile in years. I haven't even tried to make the facial expression appear. I call him an unrighteous brother, but I failed to be his sister. Thank you.
Oliver, please stop. Anyways, how's everyone's day? Great. Anyways, I'm having fun. It's kind of sad. It's fine.
Watch from a tower in the back of my mind. I watch through a window as the living walk by. Down below, walking with quiet dreams, walking out, quiet day, and in my head I might be sorry, it makes no difference now. I might be looking for someplace to go, hit the streets, out in search for the self that has left me lying, but I never seem to notice it's too late before I know that all the love inside me is empty. The world we made has been ending, and like a ghost that hangs around and won't forgive its earthly sins, I carried on this love for you. It's how my body lives. My darling, how are you? How have you been lately? I only seem to speak to you of superficial things. Creator, you destroy me. You know my hunger well, and yet you starve me until I'm begging on my knees. And these are a few of very many things I can't begin to say out loud. If only this song could carry us on, but I know I'm only entertaining myself. I felt that even after I've been stripped of all my pride, there still remains a place for you to crawl up inside, to crawl up inside, to crawl up inside. And I'm out of my mind, I'm out of my mind. Thank you.
Hey y'all. This is a little non-fiction piece, I think. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guess what we're watching? Every single night of my childhood, my family would put on Wheel of Fortune at 7 p.m. and Jeopardy on at 7:30. Every single night. Wheel of Fortune isn't too bad for a little kid to watch. It has flashing lights, fill-in-the-blank answers in Banner White. But Jeopardy, Well, that's a whole new ballpark. It's only about knowledge I didn't have as a kid and stars the snarky, debatably immortal Alex Trebek. I hated that show with a passion. It made me feel like an idiot when I didn't know any of the answers. That is, until I actually managed to answer a question right. Granted, it was probably a media-related question, like what's the magical school called in the Harry Potter books, or who's the captain of the USS Enterprise? But nonetheless, I experienced the kind of pride usually only found in coaches from football movies when the high school team wins the championship after realizing that teamwork is what made them succeed. You know, like in Remember the Titans, that movie they made us watch in 9th grade health class, where they're all racist in the beginning, but when they find out that they can all play football, everything's hunky-dory. That is, until they leave football world. Speaking of 9th grade, though, the love-hate relationship I had with Jeopardy translated to a love of scholastic bowl, which in turn gave to a love of sports, something I never thought I'd actually do. But I'm not done, though. Seriously, is football the best metaphor you could make for race relations in the 70s? Seriously? Anyways, to the man who made me feel like an idiot as a child and smarter as a kind of teenager, Alex Trebek, eat your heart out. Thank you.
So we're going to have one more reader before we take our first of two short intermissions. Informations, yes. It's a little work day, y'all. Our first intermission of two. So next is going to be Bridgette.
First Siren's Cove as a freshman. Here goes nothing. I love you too, Randy Simpson. Selenophile, a person who loves the moon. The moon is beautiful, is she not? Pale and majestic, calm and quiet. She is an elegant mistress, is she not? Protecting and blissful, soft and thoughtful. She is a powerful one, is she not? Blood red and raging storms, meteors and bulls like horns. She is a feared one, is she not? Darkness and shadows, mysterious and queen of the eve of hollows. She is a wise one, is she not? Druids praise and worshippers kneel. The stars and prophecy she feels. She is beautiful, is she not? Thank you.
If it doesn't sound good, it's not my fault.
Just say
Does my memory stick to the wall when I leave the room? Or am I alone in afterthought? Loneliness got
girl, this is time, but I won't move, won't step out of line. What she didn't see was the beauty of the soul when she bent up her head for the very first time. So she just has me waiting on the ledge with no guardrail, and I am lost in her golden, golden eyes. What's the cost of holding on too tight? Love with a perfect pair of deep brown eyes. I can't stop losing half my mind. What she didn't see was the beauty of her soul when she touched my hand for the second time. She just has me waiting on a ledge with no guardrail, and I am lost in her golden, golden eyes. What's the cost of holding on too tight?
Hi. This is a song from Waitress. It's my favorite musical. It's by Sarah Bareilles. It's what baking kids do. Make it work, make it easy, make it clever and craft it into pieces. Make it sweet, crimp the edges, or make it sour and serve with lemon wedges. Even doubt can be delicious, and it washes off of all the dirty dishes. When it's done, I can smile. It's on someone else's plate for a while. I'll place it on display, and then I'll slice and serve my worries away. I can fix this, I can
I am going to read a piece that I wrote over the summer, and it is called Fun Times Skate Race. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed writing it. Okay. So how was your first day? You make any new friends? Aunt Al asked, setting plates on the table. It was good. Saw a friend I hadn't seen in a long time. Jax pulled a cigarette to his mouth, but in a second, it was gone in Aunt Al's hands. She threw it into the back of the kitchen. Jax glowered. Those things will kill you, you know. There are worse ways to die, Jax said. Al stopped with the plates inside before looking at Jax. He didn't look back at her. He knew her face was full of pity, and he didn't want it. Don't say that. Who's this old friend? His name is Calvin. Danger Boy is what they used to call him. She regarded. Danger Boy? Why? Jax put another cigarette to his mouth. This time, Al wasn't grabbing. You don't want to know. Calvin pulled his shoes off and set them on the floor. He brushed his damp hair out of his eyes. It was always so hot in Fun Time skating rink, especially when it was the fall and people showed up in droves. They were fat, they were tall, they were skinny, small, black, white. He even seen a few Asians come through. But the best part was the roller derby girls. They always came in a pack, skating down the street, right into the building. DJ Orion, the resident DJ and manager of the rink, didn't even take their money. When he was younger, he'd watch them race on wheels at the speed of cheetahs and graceful as shrews. In the absence of grace, a fall was likened to a barbarian dying in the Colosseum. The way their bright outfits sparkled under the disco ball made everyone stop and stare, and Calvin would revel in it. He'd watch them flaunt like peacocks at the zoo, and Calvin wanted to be one of them so bad it felt painful. It's almost time, DJ Orion said. Calvin nodded and strapped on his skates. He tucked his golden muscle tank top into his tight red shorts. After slapping his thighs a few times and doing a little spin, he was ready. The loud music came on over the rink's new Wharfdale diamond speakers. Calvin heard the shouts and the screams from the patrons who came not just for the races, but for the free drinks, the free smoking, and the free skating that came after the main event, the races. DJ Orion motioned for Calvin as he rolled from behind the bathroom next to the DJ station. He loaded a Journey vinyl into the record player and patted Calvin's back. They're up. The lights went dark as Calvin stepped into the rink. Cheers dulled into quiet murmurs. All right, everybody, Orion said over the microphone. Please welcome our first racer, your all-time Fun Time Skate Race champion. You know him. You love him. It's Danger Boy. The lights came up, pink and blue and green. Calvin reveled in it. He sped across the rink, soaking in the cheers, the screams, the attention. He lifted his arms like Christ the Redeemer. He felt as if he could reach the heavens. After taking a few laps around, he slowed at the starting line. Orion called out the rest of the racers, and they took a few laps before lining up. But no one got as many cheers as Calvin had. He looked down at the line of racers and saw familiar faces. People who'd show up again and again just to see if they could win against him. At the end of the line, though, he spotted a kid, no older than him. He was a big guy. The pink lights carved his muscles and tree-trunk thighs, his eyelashes casted shadows onto his high cheeks. He brushed a band through golden hair. The guy winked at Calvin. Bobby Sherman had nothing on this guy. Calvin looked back to ask Orion his name when he came over the speakers. On your mark. Long locks and big thighs went to the back of Calvin's mind as he focused on the track. Everything blurred. It was one track now. Get set. Go! Calvin sped off. The ring rumbled as the crowd howled. Calvin's legs pumped as he put full force behind every push and roll. He could see the dust settling from where he left everyone. 5 laps. He'd have to keep up for 5 laps and he was done. His legs slowed as he reached the 3rd lap, the strain of going too hard weighing him down. The crowd's cheers became a cacophony of deafening screams. Calvin hadn't done anything. He jerked his head to find the commotion, and a sparkle of gold stood out in his vision. The new guy, looking smug, a smirk across his face as he passed by. Calvin almost stopped moving. He frowned and bowed himself forward to pick up speed. Not today, Blondie, Calvin whispered. He sped up, but his legs were getting tired. As new guy passed him, he knew he was a lost man. He picked up the speed, pushing everything he had into finishing alongside new guy. After all, he wasn't one to just roll over and take it. He finished a hair behind, then let himself fall into the rink in exhaustion. New guy rolled around, listened to the darkness, sweat making highlights onto his cheekbones. Calvin grumbled and flopped into his stomach. Orion raised new guy's hands and declared him the new champion of fun time skate race. Skaters rolled into the court. Calvin made no attempt to get back up, and everyone just skated right over him.